Many of our doctors today, even in medical school, are not really taught, or they don't care about the strength of the stuff that God himself makes. And there is no deep research into the things that God makes. And when there is some, it's rejected by the National Institutes of Health. To my dear lady in the middle, Miss Robin, yes, ma'am. I would love to believe you just like I believe my doctor, that Uncle Sam is looking out for our best interests. That is not the case. You're absolutely right. There is a group of bugs that probably is in most of us in here right now that none of the medical industry has told us about. I found the bug when I went into my cancer treatment. They're called mycoplasma. And when I did all of the background work on mycoplasmas, looked at the biochemistry, looked at the pathways, looked at all the research, the bug was created by the United States government, a gentleman named Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang created that bug for the government. The government loved it so well, they patented it. It has a patent number. A patent number. Shows up in our vaccines, shows up to young kids when they're born, shows up in our food, and has been the cause of so much of the modern illnesses that we have right now. It's been kept away from the doctors even. You don't even get it in medical school because it's classified. The way I found it, I had them run my white blood cell tests. And when they ran my white blood cell test, they found this little weird bug in there. And he looked like he was still hungry. I looked at the microscope myself, because he must have been eating on some of me. But I looked at this bug, and I looked at the micrographs of this little bug in the literature on the patent, and I saw its face in the patent. And so I asked my doctor, I said, Doc, have you seen this little bug? It was called Borrelia. And he said, well, some of us know about the bug. It's called a stealth bug, stealth. And it hides out in the lymph system. Its primary job is to destroy mitochondria and the stuff that causes the building of the cell walls. And whenever it destroys those cell walls and the mechanisms inside of the mitochondria, it's free to roam wherever it wants to go. And when it does that, anybody that does not have a good balance complement of minerals and vitamins, there are about 90 essential minerals and vitamins and essential fatty acids, about 3 of those, that if your body lacks either one of those, you can have any number of the diseases that we spend our time trying to fight. So I asked my doctor, my oncologist, I said, look, what do you have, number one, that is the latest treatment regimen for my type of cancer? He said, well, basically we have a few things that we can try, but because you can't have radiation, because you can't have chemo and some other things we know, we have nothing that we can offer. So I asked him to run the white blood cell test, run the CBCs and the diffs, and then look up that information. He came back, he said, well, maybe we can find something, especially after he looked at the DNA test and he was able to locate the cancer vectors out there that could be reached. And I asked him to give me some high-dose vitamins that the literature had recommended. And he did. He gave me some stuff like selenium. He gave me a product like fucoidan. And the clinical trial drug that he put me on is a drug called enzalutamide. You might have heard that, and I'll be quick. Thank you.
I'm going to let Dr. Screen, would you comment on what he just told us, please?
Sorry. I don't know how much I can comment on it specifically. You mentioned a number of microorganisms and disease processes, I think it gets back to the last thing I said, which is what you did. You need to be your own advocate. That's important, and not giving up is key. There is a lot of research going on. There are a number of things we don't understand regarding this disease process called cancer. We know that there are environmental, lifestyle factors as well as genetic factors, and they all come into play. The things that you mentioned are somewhat controversial, and for research that you can find to support it, you can also find research that contradicts it. But it is not my area of expertise, but it sounds like you have taken the bull by the horns and done what I think is most important, which is not assuming that the doctor has your best interest at heart. Not to say that your doctor wants to harm you, but we're only human and we don't know everything, but to advocate for yourself and your health. We don't know it all. There's a lot more out there. We're discovering new things all the time, and you've got to do what you did, which is advocate for yourself.